So tonight, after I watched Rampage, I literally went into my lobby, and I actually work at this movie theater, and I sat down and I looked at myself, I was like, alright, I can either go see Isle of Dogs or Truth or Dare. If I choose one movie, I'm seeing one tonight, and I'll see it, the other one maybe Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon-ish. That's the plan. And I literally went into, like, Truth or Dare. I sat down and watched, like, 3 previews, and I got up, I left, I sat for another 20 extra minutes waiting for this one, and I decided to watch this movie instead of Truth or Dare. So Truth or Dare review will be Saturday, but right now let's talk about Wes Anderson's new film, Isle of Dogs. It's really hard for a director to make a genre of a film, but I'm telling you right now, if you make a movie and you literally, like, no one can direct this movie except for this person, it's Wes Anderson, because this movie is a Wes Anderson movie. The music, the camera work, everything about it is just Wes Anderson written all over it. And if you know Wes Anderson, he makes some quirky films. All of them are really good. He actually has done a stop-motion movie before. It was actually Fantastic Mr. Fox, which actually had, I'm pretty sure, animation with it. And I'm pretty sure this movie is straight up just stop motion. But there was times where, like, they had to use stop motion or something like that, because there are times you're like, there's no way they literally made that like detail moving every single thing. But this movie, I did not have a lot of hype. All the trailers have been, like, just weird. I was like, really? Like, this is just weird. And I knew walking this movie, I was like, this is probably going to be a great movie. Watch it be really good. And honestly, it really was. It was a very, very original, very good movie. Not my favorite Wes Anderson movie, not at all. I still prefer Fantastic Mr. Fox over this one, without a doubt. But for what it was, and not having the highest expectations, I enjoyed Isle of Dogs a lot. And it's basically about, it's set in the future in Nagasaki, Japan, where all the people, they have no dogs. All these dogs have been sent to Trash Island, where they literally drop off the dogs because they have this disease. So all the dogs are on this island, and the city's over here, until a little boy comes over to the island on his plane, and he wants to find his dog Spot. So him and a group of gang of dogs are going to go find his dog, which are voiced by Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Bill Murray, Jeff Goldblum. I forgot the 5th one. Either way, they all come together, they save this boy, and they go to the island. They get on an adventure. And I'll say this is not a kids movie. And all the trailers leading up to this movie, like, they were all kids movies. I was like, this is a PG-13 movie, and they're showing all these G and PG movies. Like, no kids should be brought to this movie. This is not a kids movie at all. I mean, they say son of a bitch and damn it, and there's a part with an ear being chopped off. Like, I mean, this is not your kids movie. You literally see surgery happen in this movie. Like, it isn't a kids movie, in my opinion. Like, I would not take my kid to go see this movie, just saying. But I mean, if you do, you do. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. I mean, it looks great, and that's the first thing I talk about. I mean, this animation's freaking fantastic. I mean, this movie deserves Best Animated, Oscar nomination for next year's Oscars. If it doesn't, that's ridiculous, because you could tell, like, every detail, every movement, all the hair frickles and all that kind of stuff, all the mouth movements and all the background, the detail. I mean, this movie looks beautiful. It looks beautiful, and it fits so well with Wes Anderson. Yes, the directing is just like normal. It's side, it moves to the side, turns around, it's literally like turn, like, it's Wes Anderson's style. It works. Wes Anderson has always been a great director. I love his style. His quirky comedy is just like every other one. It's here. There's some great, quirky, funny moments. There's some sad moments. There's some brutal moments. There's, like, oh my gosh moments, or did they just really do that kind of moments? It's all in here. It's Wes Anderson with dogs, even though in all of his movies a dog dies. In this movie, it's literally a movie just filled with dogs. The voice acting was really good. Bryan Cranston as Chief, whatever, he was great. I mean, Bryan Cranston did a really good job as the main dog. I thought he did great. Edward Norton was really good. Bill Murray and Jeff Goldblum were just playing themselves. There was no, like direction. It was like, hey, just be Jeff Goldblum and talk. And I love Jeff Goldblum's joke throughout the entire movie, where he's like, hey, I heard a rumor, hey, I heard a rumor. It's one of the funniest jokes throughout the entire movie, but when you see it, you understand what I mean. And this movie has tons of actors and tons of famous people that I could get into, like Scarlett Johansson's in there, Harvey Keitel's in there. I mean, there's a bunch of people I can get into, but they're all great. The voice acting is spot on. Now, my only negatives is, the movie is mostly, I mean, there's a lot of English. I mean, the dogs do talk the entire movie. But the thing is, when it's humans talking, if it's not Greta Gerwig, the girl in the town, whatever, talking, or it's not Frances McDormand literally doing the subtitles for a TV, it's straight up Japan and you don't know what they're saying at all. Now, when they're on TV or anything, it literally just shows Frances McDormand talking. Like, it's just her talking, and that's it. Like, you don't even see the other people talking. You just see her talking, so us Americans know what they're saying. And then if it's set in other parts of the country where it's not Frances McDormand, it's probably Greta Gerwig using her radio tape talking. Like, there's always has to be these things where they have to have this because we don't understand it. And the beginning of the movie, I mean, it has all the Japan, like, writings and stuff. It says, like, directed by Wes Anderson. It has the whole Japan thing. I mean, this movie, if it was set in Japan, all it do is just cut out all the American stuff. But I will admit, it felt just a little off sometimes when they were talking and they just cut to Frances McDormand in a little box talking. And they choose the worst times to have flashbacks. I'm not usually a flashback fan, like, for anything. Like, I'm not the biggest flashback fan at all. It's really hard to do sometimes. But this movie did not succeed. They do the worst timings too, and it's so weird how the narrator's like 1 month earlier, or 1 minute and 43 seconds later. Like, it's so weird. Like, I don't know. I just didn't really like the flashbacks at all, and I thought they were really bad editing in wrong places. But overall, the movie was funny at times, sad, it was interesting. I was never bored throughout the movie. It was a good, original story. And again, Wes Anderson, it's Wes Anderson. If you know his style, you're going to love this movie because it's literally just him all over this movie. And you know what? I love Wes Anderson's directing. My favorite of his is probably Moonrise Kingdom, maybe Grand Budapest. I even like Fantastic Mr. Fox. But this one, the animation is beautiful, the directing is great. And by the way, the music in this movie is awesome. Like, I mean, the music was literally perfect for this movie. All of it. The drums, the music, everything was perfect music-wise in this movie. But I am going to give Isle of Dogs a really high B+. It is a very, very good movie. You should go see it if you can. And once again, if you do have kids, do not bring them to this movie. I'm sorry. It's not kid appropriate. It's more of an adult animated movie. But, I mean, it's not terrible, but I wouldn't do it. But either way, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.